And are we ready for midterm elections? We're here to maintain the status quo. Security, freedom, prosperity for all. Make the right choice at the polls today.
If we are in a simulated reality, which the evidence suggests is true,
the math is proof.
The scientific studies are telling us beyond any reasonable doubt that this is, they're telling us there's not even much of us here. You know, we're pretty much empty space. An atom is 99.99, you go out 10 decimal places, 99.999% empty space. There's not much of us here. The real us is projecting. We are the avatars. The real us is projecting it, and now we are mimicking that, building our own virtual realities and projecting this little there is of us into another reality from the perspective of a simulation. What we're seeing are fractal patterns, civilizations rise and fall, geologic processes ebb and flow, and humankind and civilization ebbs and flows, always moving a little higher toward a greater understanding. And this, I think, is the purpose of all of the spiritual traditions and all of the relationships and all of the mediumship and all of the channeling. It's all about us.
Oh my God. Are you serious?
Century. This world was being watched closely as human beings busied themselves about their various concerns. They were scrutinized and studied. With infinite complacence, people went to and fro the earth about their little affairs, serene in the assurance of their dominion over this small, spinning fragment of solar driftwood, which by chance or design, man has been...
That look really suspicious. You might be at this concert chilling, and the big Illuminati boss might be standing right next to you out of nowhere. If I want to go this way, I can do it right now.
I was with Dave Chappelle. Introduced me to somebody.
The question is,
took me to a room.
There you go.
See? Took me to a room. There was candles.
They can't fight the boogeyman, but if you say a name, they can fight that family.
But I was offered something, and I just wasn't with it. But when they said, "Good luck, young man, you're on your own," and I never looked back.
Glitch just performed at the Vatican. The first ever concert held at the Vatican.
An F-18 Super Hornet is flying off the coast of Florida. It looks like that object is just zipping along really quickly near the surface of the water. But after careful analysis of all the numbers on the heads-up display there and doing the geometry and looking at the track of the airplane as it was flying, we were able to assess that the object actually had to be at about 13,000 feet, close to the water, and the plane was about 25,000 feet. And there's actually an optical phenomenon called motion parallax that makes it appear that the object is moving much faster relative to the background than it actually is.
There's no rotor wash, there's no jet wash, there's nothing. That's what's fascinating about this.
There's nothing, but with the parallax, we can assess that the object is moving actually at wind speed. So we don't know what that object is.
It's called a bird.
It's consistent with a bird or a balloon.
On this occasion, his wife was caught on camera in a truly terrifying state. The bathroom door suddenly slammed shut.
I'm so over this house and I'm over the filming
and behind it, she was seen against the wall before the door closed again. Moments later, she appeared in the bathtub, motionless, with her eyes completely black. This whole scene gave everyone chills and left them terrified. According to the couple, such activity had happened multiple times before. Many hoped they eventually left the house and moved somewhere else, as whatever spirit was there seemed very risky and persistent.
To what level are you willing to fight to get your guys' freedom of speech?
To death! To death! I will die for freedom of speech. I've already proved this. I've been to Afghanistan. I was in Afghanistan in 2012, fighting a war for the British Empire. I witnessed my friends die for this land. Never mind your ancestors dying in World War II. I witnessed my friends die for this green and pleasant land. And we are here to take it back.
You think Keir Starmer has turned against the British people?
Yes. Yes. Yes, yes, and yes. I don't know how to say it.
And how do you guys get to the point where you cannot even say certain things on social media without being arrested? 30 people a day get arrested here.
Charlie Kirk's death. If that wasn't something, I don't know what is. Charlie Kirk's death. He says, how did we get to the point? That's the point. But it's been a build-up for years and years and years. They shot Charlie Kirk. They shot Charlie Kirk. Where are our actions? That's where we draw the line.
To highlight the dangers of digital ID. Currently, we have a very divided society. We've got people divided over immigration, flags, pro-Israel, pro-Palestine, anti-abortion, pro-life. All of this is completely by design. The government want us to be divided in order to implement a digital ID. When people are not united against one thing and they're arguing over other things, this is what is going to cause us to be very easily controlled because we are not united against one thing. The most important thing of all is going to affect every single person here, and that is digital ID. With digital ID, all of our documents, our IDs, will be completely linked to one digital database. This makes it very, very easy to control us. According to Keir Starmer, the UK public might be forced to have a digital ID. What does this mean? He used the word forced for a reason. How is he going to force the UK public to have a digital ID? Is he going to allow you to carry on owning your property? Will you be able to get a mortgage? Will you be able to have a bank account? Will you be able to drive, or will that be taken away from you if you refuse to have a digital ID? This is what you have to think about. We can all say, oh yeah, I stand strong, I say no to digital ID, but when the time comes and these things are being taken away from you, will you really do that? Will you really stand strong and say no?
I never took the dead internet theory that seriously, but it seems like there are really a lot of LLM-run Twitter accounts now. This is supposed to help you guys open your mind to what the future is going to entail. The problem that's created is, well, since coming out with these large language models on social media, the internet is now dead. There's AI everywhere. So what is the reaction that is then manufactured from this? Well, we can't trust anything anymore, because everything's AI, everything's synthetically authored. So here's the solution that was obviously pre-planned. Digital identity verification for everybody online. They create the disease to
Y'all really believe that the elite didn't know that this Great Awakening was going to happen? For centuries, they've literally studied human consciousness, astrology, human behavior, how we respond to things, and cycles that the human race goes through. They knew the shift was coming, and they prepared for it. They gave us endless entertainment. There's all sorts of social media traps. It's just a pit of things to keep us asleep. But no matter how much they prepared, there's no stopping what's already written. And I've never been more excited to be awake and alive and a part of something so much bigger than each one of us individually.
Before World War II kicked off, there was tons of writing on the wall of what was coming. And people just kept thinking to themselves, that can't happen here. It can't get that bad, can it?
You're trying to tell me something.
So the writing on the wall for Americans is that we are transitioning into something new. We will never go back to what we were. And so you either need to be a part of creating the new America, or you need to start thinking about where else you're going to go. Because the America we knew before no longer exists, and it will never come back. This is new America now. So you either take part in it.
Every American sitting at home right now needs to realize that you are paying for a genocide.
Rise up! Rise up, America! Rise up! It is time to take back this country from these corrupt politicians! It is time! It is beyond time!
They just confirmed aliens are from our oceans and they have proof of it. In the Oversight Committee hearing that was broadcasted worldwide, 4 witnesses, including a retired Navy commander, confirmed to Congress that non-human higher intelligence exists and we're in possession of their technology. They said we have UAP material and bioorganic material, and so does every other country, and behind closed doors, they're all in a race trying to reverse engineer the technology that they have. They said they have video evidence of them appearing from the oceans all across the world, and they've been here much longer than us. You've seen the UAPs move and react so quickly, and based on their technology, they believe they're being controlled by a mind-body connection. It said that some of these beings appear to be interdimensional and that a human can withstand up to 9 Gs of force before suffering fatal consequences, but the technology they're working on is producing upwards of 3,000 Gs.
What is happening? How is that in the city?
The world watched as American forces rolled into Iraq. Officially, it was about weapons of mass destruction, about preventing terrorism, about democracy. But what if that wasn't the whole story? What if buried beneath the ruins of ancient Mesopotamia, beneath the cradle of civilization itself, was something far more dangerous? Dr. Michael Salla was one of the first to suggest that the Iraq War may have had another hidden objective: to gain control over an ancient stargate. The idea seems ripped from science fiction. Salla's theory draws on ancient Sumerian texts, Babylonian myths, and declassified government testimony from whistleblowers who claim the U.S. military has long been aware of portal technology left behind by non-human intelligences. According to these accounts, Iraq was once the domain of the Anunnaki, extraterrestrial beings who either created or heavily influenced early human civilization. The site in question? Uruk, one of the first major cities in human history. Some claim the U.S. invasion targeted the ancient city of Ur, the ziggurat of Ur, and even the museum in Baghdad, which was looted within days of the invasion. Among the stolen or seized artifacts were tablets, cylinder seals, and relics inscribed with strange symbology, many tied directly to the myths of the Anunnaki and the gates of the gods. Multiple independent sources, some cited by Salla, others echoed in classified testimony and even remote viewing sessions, claim the U.S. military secured a buried device beneath Iraqi soil, a portal, a stargate said to be dormant but recoverable, a device that allowed travel between worlds or dimensions. According to Salla and those aligned with this theory, the U.S. government feared that Saddam Hussein had either discovered this artifact or was attempting to activate it. Hussein was obsessed with Babylonian grandeur. He even rebuilt the ancient city's Ishtar Gate.
Something very weird is happening in the world right now. Revival for Jesus Christ is breaking out in Germany, New Zealand, Italy, London, Korea, Brazil. It's happening all over the world right now. This just happened in Australia. And in London, Pakistan, Venice, Poland, Sweden, Paris, France, 500,000 in Poland, the Netherlands, Mexico, and yes, my own country, United States, from Boston, Denver, Washington, D.C., Hollywood, even San Francisco, even the White House. American Idol streamed a 3-hour worship session. This is the turning point. Revival is happening. We've been praying for one last revival before Antichrist and darkness reigns. This is the turning point.
Second, we are in a simulation, 100% I believe. As mentioned before, assuming that AI or AGI, ASI continue to advance, just like we will be able to create highly advanced virtual realities, then I consider it is likely that we ourselves exist within a simulation created by a higher dimensional being. With this approach, we will be able to understand the concept of ultimate reality or God. Please note that I hold a bachelor's degree in theology from Yonsei University from South Korea, which is the #1 private university in Asia according to QS University's ranking. But I am not religious, but spiritual, which is the #1 private university in Asia according to QS University's ranking. But I am not religious, but spiritual. President Donald Trump believes in God as well. Trump said, "Faith is more powerful than government, and nothing is more powerful than God." I agree with him, and I love this statement. Lastly, I am not anti-atheist. I respect anti-atheists and their opinion, and there is no need to be anti-theist even if you are an atheist. We must respect each other. That's all. Thank you for your attention and have a nice day. Thank you.
Is there a possibility there's a Jeffrey Epstein walking around that we don't know who it is?
Is it possible that Jeffrey Epstein didn't die in his cell?
I was told by someone who, and this is probably ridiculous, but they said there is a possibility that Epstein is, Les Wexner's got that big house in Ohio. Somebody said it's a possibility, a tiny one, that he's living at Les Wexner's house in Ohio.
If that was true, there would be a service that delivers masseuses.
Of course.
There's no way that guy's stopping
They'll
doing
shut
creepy
their mouth.
shit.
Passenger noticed something disturbing just outside on the zebra crossing. A man walking nearby seemed to shift before their eyes, with his face changing into something creepy. The camera captured the moment, showing what looked like a demonic transformation. While some viewers brushed it off as a substance use or distortion, others felt it was too strange to dismiss so easily. The video recorded by her family showed this girl struggling to control her own body. She moved very strangely, trying to enter the house, as if something unseen was pulling her out of the house. Netizens believed an unknown force was trying to take over her soul. This disturbing occurrence left her family terrified and helpless. Office night possession. Late at night, inside an office, security cameras captured an unsettling footage of a man working on night shift alone. At first, everything looked ordinary, until the lights suddenly went out and the night vision camera switched on. The man's behavior changed instantly. He began moving in a distorted way. At one point, he even stared directly into the camera, with his face almost unrecognizable, as if he was under possession. The clip ended abruptly right then, leaving no explanation of what happened next. What do you think would have happened? Tell me your guesses in the comments below.